Hi everyone, it's Rita from Miss Rita to the Rescue, and let's see, I'm here for Cricut Chat. It is, what day is it? Wednesday? It's Wednesday, Wednesday the 23rd, and we are making box cards that are like, I think they're misnamed, to be honest, but they're from Lori Whitlock. And these are they. Hello, Mishka. So it's called a box card because it has this boxy part in it. But I call them sort of Z-fold cards. But it's called a pop-up box card. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Mishka. Hi, Diane. Hello. So we're going to be doing these. These are from Lori Whitlock, and she has a ton of these designs. So I'm going to show you two today. Hi, David. Hi, Lisa. I'm going to show you two today, and I'm going to show you what I do to make them so that they look a little more professional. Not that they're well, I don't know. I do a couple of things here that maybe other people don't, so I want to show you how that goes. So first of all, where do these come from? Good morning, everyone. Where did these come from? Well, these are from Lori Whitlock, and it is a paid file. So I want to just show you where you can get them and sort of quickly show you how to download them. No score lines. Oh, Daryl, I know what the problem is there. So we'll figure that out, okay? So I'm going to save this and show you. Let's go back here. I'm a little behind the 8 ball this morning because my son, we had a little birthday party. It was just a little thing last night. So I'm just kind of... I didn't plan as well as I normally do. Okay, so we're going to shop.loriwhitlock, WHITLOCK.com. And here is where we buy SVGs. And these are SVGs, and you can download them. It's not the only place we buy SVGs, but this is one of my favorites, Lori Whitlock. And this design... we would go to, she has a ton, and it's very, very easy. Hi, Jenny from Iowa. Hi, Susan. It's very, very easy to get lost on this site and sort of fall into a rabbit hole, okay? So to find these particular cards, you use over here where it says cards and layouts, and then choose cards again. And if you look down this list, these are called pop-up box cards, okay? And there you will see everything under the sun. There's Halloween, fall, spring, summer, winter, Valentine's, Christmas. I mean, once you learn this technique, you can make oodles of cards that she's, things for birthdays, things for Mother's Day, all occasion cards, the different things. So she's really taken this particular thing, and expanded on it. And so once you get this technique down, you can do any of these cards. And this is a pretty unique technique to Lori. So it's not like you're going to find them in Design Space or from some other designer. This is really kind of a Lori exclusive that I know of. I haven't seen them anywhere else. So let us pretend that we have made a purchase here. And I've shown you this before, but basically you're going to go in here and you're going to choose personal license, okay? That's if you are planning. I always choose the personal license because I'm not planning to sell my cards. I give them away. So basically it allows for you to make, I don't know, up to 10 or whatever. But once you own it, you own it. So what she's trying to do here is to make sure that you're not like a commercial enterprise and you're going to resell them. But she only cares about that if you start hitting 50 or more sales. And frankly, I had an Etsy shop that sold cards, and I had so many cards there that I never got to the place where I was selling more than 50. So I always just bought the personal license. So then you would go through and you would put it in your cart, and then you go through the whole cart process, which is, you proceed to checkout. And then whoops, sorry. At the, my internet is slow today, by the way, so I hope that we don't keep getting cut off. But once you download it, once you purchase it and download it, it would come here to your download files. And now I'm working on a Mac. Some people work on Windows. Some people work on other things. That's fine too. And it's similar. It might not be exactly the same as what I'm showing you, but it's the same sort of process. So once you have the process down, you should be able to do this. Okay. So, these are, and I'm just going to do new. So once you have them downloaded to your downloads file, you need to upload the file. Okay. So you're going to go over here to upload, and we are going to find in our downloads file where these files reside. Okay. Now, so you would do upload images and browse. And then it should bring you up to the upload. Here we go. This is all of your files. This is on a Macintosh, but usually you'll find them here in like a downloads file, and they're listed all here. So for instance, this one here, she codes her files with LW, meaning Lori Whitlock, and you would just choose the file, and then you'd get like 4 choices. Usually there's a terms of use, which is the JPEG. Just ignore that. There's a JPEG that's a picture, and then you'll see usually like a solid, or you'll see an SVG, just a plain, right? So when you click on it, it shows you what that image is, okay? And depending on what you want to do, if you want to use a scoring wheel or scoring stylus, then you would choose the solid. But generally speaking, I use the non-solid ones because I just use the dashed cut lines for the scoring. And this is something, if for instance, if you have a Joy and you want to buy SVGs, it doesn't do scoring, right? So this is where you would choose. You could choose this. Now, somebody, I think it was Terry, who told me that she has a Joy, and she chooses the solid, and she changes the solid to be draw. And what that does is it draws a line where she's supposed to score it offline. So, your black lab is snoring. Hey! Off duty. So we're going to choose whatever the image is, and we're going to open it up, and then we're going to save it, and it comes into this is called, I call this an image library. These are all my images that I have uploaded over time, from all the different designers. So you'll see most of Lori's designs come as one kind of big image. So here are some, and we'll just kind of pull one in to show you. Now, when you get them, they're usually kind of big and stuff. And look at this one. I have to make my screen look smaller because look at this one. It is all laid out for you, and it's pretty big, and it consists of these are like the bases of the card. Okay, then you have some options, like she gives you these 3 like sentiment options that are going to go on this little placard, and then she has all the little tiny pieces, including the backgrounds and all these little apples and a bushel, that sort of thing. So when you bring the SVG onto your canvas, you do need to make a few adjustments. So who was the one that was saying that you tried to cut it last night, but there were no score lines or the dash cut lines? This is where you need to make some adjustments. So once you bring it in, you are going to ungroup this file. Okay, that's up here, ungroup. Now you're going to look for all of the pieces that have the dashed cut lines here. So there's this one, and then these two labeled 1 and 2. Okay, it's very similar with across all of these types of files. Okay, so what we're going to do is select each one of those pieces that have that dashed cut line, okay? And we have to attach them to there. So the person who is saying, I tried to cut this last night, but there were no score lines because you didn't attach, I think it's because you didn't attach the score lines to the pieces. So you have to do that with each piece, and attaching is down here. On the right-hand side, the bottom, it looks like a paper clip, okay? So you have to choose each one of these and do this attach. It's real simple to do, but it's something a lot of people forget to do until they go to cut it, and then they think, and I forget to do it sometimes too. Okay, so that's all we need to do in order to cut it out. But let's talk about the greeting. So there are these greetings, right? And they are right now, thanks. Okay, Daryl, it was you. Okay. Right now, these greetings, if we look to the right, so I have this one, Your Good Apple, selected. Now you'll see to the right, this is a very big actual cut file. This would cut out very teeny tiny letters. Okay, and it would be near impossible, and you're going to be pulling your hair out if you keep it the way that it is. So you have two options. The first option is to flatten it and print it out. And this is where print and cut comes in, not just for stickers. Print and cut works for other things as well. So that's what this is. This is print and cut. So what you have to do is you have to select, make sure the entire thing is selected, okay? So I'm going to choose Your Good Apple, including the background, okay? I'm going to choose that. And I am going to go down here next to attach, and I'm going to choose flatten. And you watch, it only changes ever so slightly, but it turns into a graphic that's going to be printed out. That's what flatten does. So if you wanted to do all of these, which I would actually recommend, even though you probably wouldn't use all three of these, it's always good to have options. So you would flatten all three of these. Now what I've done, I didn't always do, but I just, kind of got into making stickers. So what I did was I actually cut these out with sticker paper. So then I don't have to put any glue on there. It will stick automatically on there. So that's a way to use sticker paper if you bought a big box of it. And so what you would do is when you go to print it, let me see if I can make this. When you go to cut and print it out, you'll see here are our little signs. Now you don't see the area around it because it's white. Okay, but when you do print this out, it will cut around the words. Okay, it will cut around the words. So there's that. And then let's just show you this here, which is, there's our dash cut lines that are there. If, for instance, you didn't attach, you would not see those dash cut lines, okay? Now, the thing about Lori's cards is that they are very little piece intensive. So you need to have a lot of either scraps, or you need to have we can do our quadrant method with this, but there are two or three pieces that you're going to need to use full size sheets for. And that is, you're going to need to use the full size sheet for the back. okay, or for the base of the card. And usually I have a sticker on the back of this one. And then you'll need to use a full-size sheet for these pieces that make this front or the Z fold, okay? The rest you can probably do, like all these pumpkins and stuff. And look at the little green. I mean, she really is attentive to details, okay? So, so you will need to dig in your scrap bin and look for things like just, I mean, those little green things. So that could drive you a little bit nuts, but just be aware that it's going to happen. And then to cut it out, it's straightforward, just like a regular cutout. So you don't have to worry about anything. But when you're doing the print and cut, you're going to, when you hit continue, you're going to come to this part where this is where you choose your material, but you'll see this little green thing that says send to printer. So then what you would do is you click on that and you would get a dialog box. Okay, that's what this is. It's a print setup dialog box. And here you can choose things like add bleed if you want to. For this, it's not super necessary, but a bleed basically gives a little extra space around your images so that when it's cutting out, it won't cut out with white around it. Okay, so you can do bleed, you can not do bleed. Now, in this case, this is where I put in my sticker paper. Okay, and I don't know, I think I still have sticker paper in there. So I think what I'll do is I'll print this so you can see. So if you don't want to waste sticker paper, which for me, I think is a travesty to waste anything. So if you don't want to waste sticker paper, what I would suggest that you do is if you have more than one of these files, is that you isolate out the wording. So here's my sticker paper. This is what, now see these register marks? That's going to be useful for when we cut it. And I'm going to show you how to cut it in a second. Okay. So my experience has been with sticker paper is that if you cut it on the sticker paper setting, it cuts all the way through. So I have been using sticker paper. This comes from onlinelabels.com, though you can buy it anywhere. It's 8.5 by 11 inch. The online labels, I got a pack of, what was it? 100 sheets. This is matte. They do also have glossy and stuff like that, but I got a pack of 100 sheets for like $12 or $13. Okay, and they came real quick too. So here's my sticker paper. I don't know if you can tell from the back, but that is sticker paper, and I'm going to put it on my mat, which you can't see right now, but that's because I want you to see this here, which is the washi sheet, okay? That's what I'm going to choose instead of sticker paper. So I'm going to move you over here. So I chose washi sheet, and now I am going to put this into my machine, whatever machine. This can do this for the any Explore machine or the Maker, okay? But it does not do print and cut for the Joy. Okay, so once you have that in there and you choose the washi sheet setting, you'll notice that your light comes on. You hit go, or you hit that blinking light. And what it's going to do is read the registration marks, and that's the square around it, okay? So it needs to be able to read those registration marks so that it can cut out your flattened image appropriately to the right size and you know, whatever happens to be the design around that flattened lettering. So that's what it's doing right now. And then once it's done, it has like a second that it just stops and you think, uh-oh, did this not work? But just give it a second right there. There's that second. And then give it a second, and then it will start to cut around those pieces. So here it's now going and it's cutting. So you need to allow, that's why the Joy doesn't work for this, is because the machines that we have that are Explorers and Makers have something called a sensor, and that sensor is what senses the registration marks. Okay, so let me show you what it did. And then if we just peel it like that, I've got a sticker. Isn't that great? So if you went out and bought some sticker paper, now you don't have to use sticker paper. This is just like an idea that I had this morning. But if you went out and bought sticker paper and you're like, okay, now what do I do with the other 95 sheets of sticker paper? Here's a good example of what you're going to do. And what I was saying before is if you don't like to waste paper, which I don't like, you would just obviously cut here and you can save this for your stash. Or if you're making more than one of these cards, you can, you know, when you hit 2, 3, 4, whatever, then it will use up more of the sticker paper, so you won't have as much waste. Okay, so let me show you how these things go together. I don't think I need to show you how they cut because I think that would just take longer. But let me show you how they go together. I actually cut out 2 different cards today. I cut out. Well, let me see if I can get you straight without flipping you off the thing. Okay, so whose craft studio do you want to see? Mine is a mess if you're asking about mine. Ugh. Mine is such a mess. I'm having a hard time finding anything, even though I did clean it on Labor Day. Okay, so here are the 2 cards that we're going to do today. We're going to do this one. Now, I actually made a mistake. I know we don't talk about our mistakes, but I actually made a mistake, and I had to put this in the background. So the one we're going to put together is actually going to be with a blue background, okay? But it still has all these pumpkins, and I'm going to show you how these little pieces work, okay? And then this one here I put together this morning. Is this the one I put together this morning? I really like, this is the one I did last year, and I really like the paper that I chose because it looks like, you know, creepy and stuff. But this morning I was in such a rush, I picked kind of, I don't think it's the greatest paper, but it's the same technique, and so you can choose whatever paper you want to do. So let's put together the pumpkin one first, okay? So here are all my pieces cut out, and what I would suggest that you do is make a little pile, you know, and put everything in that little tiny pile, and so that you don't lose pieces like this little, where is it? So you can see that? The little pumpkin stem, okay? So here are your main pieces. This is your main base. And this is the thing that folds, okay? And then I chose this blue for the background of the main piece. And I chose these little guys, this guy here, I don't want to lose anything, for the front piece. All right? So just so you can see, this is how it, and the rest of the stuff is sort of, we're going to put it aside for right now because we don't really need it when we're putting together the main piece. The main piece is the most important part, and what you're going to do is make sure you'll see on this main piece, it's a little difficult to see in this light, and I apologize, but there's a dashed cut line here, sort of halfway, not quite halfway, and then there's another one. So it breaks the card into these 3 panels, okay? And the way that the panels are going to fold is this one is going to go, this is called a mountain fold, and this one is called a valley fold, just simply because this one looks like a mountain, this one looks like a valley, right? So this is how your main piece is going to fold. Not like this, which is what I made a mistake this morning because I wasn't thinking. Okay, so there's your main piece, and you can take your pieces, whatever you chose, and put them on here. Whatever you want to choose. If you want to choose like a background, like clouds or something, or if you wanted to choose a patterned paper, that's up to you. We're just going to put a little bit of glue right here and attach those pieces. If you're new here, it's worth noting that I use art glitter glue, which you do not need to do that, but I just love this glue. And I don't know, did I see Emmy? Emmy, are you on? Emmy knows all the details about art glitter glue, but any kind of liquid glue will do. And even if you like to use double stick tape, you could use double stick tape for at least for this part. Okay, so now I have my main piece. This is the way it looks, sort of like a Z. Okay, put that aside just for a moment. Then I have the top piece. This also has two cut or fold dash cut lines, okay? So you might have to look hard for them, but this is where you want to do this folding, right? And the way that these are gonna go on once you decorate is like this. Let me train that a little bit better. So when you open it up, it creates this box. There's our box card, okay? So let's just put our little decorations on here. And you see with this cutout, there's going to be some pumpkins here. Hope you can see it. Let me move you slightly. I apologize for this light. We're in my studio. I'm on the sun porch, and now that it's fall, the light gets a little weird, funky. So I need to come up with a solution to that. Okay, so here are our two main pieces. All right, so watch this, okay? So small, small, big, and then here it's big, small, small. Remember that. And then what we're going to do after we have to decorate a bunch of stuff, but we're going to adhere it here and here, but not in the middle, okay? So if you want, you can do the right-hand side first. I always leave a little space at the bottom. I don't know, I kind of like the way that looks, but you can certainly put it down and line it up with this edge, the right-hand edge. Right, there we go. And then follow it along. You can do this flat, okay? So you don't mess up the placement. And you're not gonna put a whole bunch of glue on this whole piece, just on the edge, okay? So now we have our card almost halfway done. We have to do all the embellishments. So the next step is to do the inserts. So here's our insert. We have a pumpkin pie and a pumpkin, okay? Now the inserts are these things that look, and they have numbers. So this is the pumpkin pie one, and here's number 2. And we can decorate them, and I would suggest that you decorate them beforehand, but let's see, I gotta find all my little pieces. So the pumpkin pie consists of these 2 pieces, this little pie, and then the crust. Isn't that adorable? So we're just going to put a little tiny dab of glue here. Actually, put a little too much, right? I put a little too much. I'm rushing. Don't rush, Rita. Okay. And then our pie piece goes onto that first pop up, I guess that they're going to call that the pop up, okay? And you'll notice here on the pop up, it has 2 dashed cut lines there. So you can just fold those. This is the one labeled 1, okay? Now here's our label 2. Again, there's these 2 dashed cut lines that's going to serve as our scoring. And for this pumpkin, which is the smaller of the 2 pumpkins, we put this pumpkin and I got to find the sides to it. Wait a second. Here we go. They're smaller. So we got this pumpkin, and it's the smaller of the 2 pumpkins. That's why I'm trying to have a hard time finding the different sides. Okay, here we go. So it has these 2 little sides that give it some, I don't know, depth. And like this, actually used too close to where the top of that paper was, and it shows the writing. That was Bazzill paper. That is one thing I like about Cricut paper, is that they don't have that writing on there so you can use the entire thing. Okay, did I get the wrong? No, I got the wrong one. Where's the tiny one? Tiny, come here. Oh, here it is. Okay, so what am I doing wrong here? Okay, here we go. Here's the small one. And when I say that there are a lot of pieces, there really are a lot of pieces, and you do kind of have to, so don't let a cat jump up on your lap while you're doing this, or a dog, depending. But there are lots of little pieces, and I'm trying to find the other little one of this, and I can't seem to find it. But you get the idea. And then you'd also put the little tiny stem on there. Here we go. Here's the little stem. This one is the small pumpkin. There are, actually, this comes with like 4 big pumpkins and 1 small one. All right. So, I don't know. I guess I lost it. But we're going to put it onto here. I'll find it eventually. All right. So now we have our 2 insert pieces ready to go in. And yeah, we have to do like embellishing here, okay? But we're going to take the 2 pieces. Move all this over. Come on, Rita. Okay, and we're going to put glue onto these 2 tabs. Bye, Becky. Okay, we're going to put these 2 tabs. We're going to open up our card, right? And we're going to, you can even like kind of fold them in a little bit. And we're going to just place it in here. I'm going to hold it up so you can see what I'm doing. All right, you see that? So I am using the box of the box card. You see that? And I have to put it down just to make sure I get the placement right. But, okay. So now we have the first of the 2 inserts in there like this, okay? And where's the second one? Here's the second one. Once again, put a little bit of glue on these tabs. All right. And hold the card like this if you need to. And we're going to sort of line it up with the other one, the other tab, so that it creates those sort of box card lines. Make sure you can open it both ways, okay? So make sure you can open it flat and open it this way. And now all that's left is embellishment. So for instance, this one has that saying, I like you more than. So you would take your sticker or your cutout, whatever you want to do, and this would go here. And then you take your second thing, pumpkin pie one, and you would put it here. And then we just have to decorate all our pumpkins. We've got 3 in the front, and we can put the 4th one sort of floating over here if we want to. And here's our pumpkin. 1, 2, these are the bigger ones. 1, 2, 3. Right? And then we take these little tiny pieces and they go here and here for our pumpkins. Here and here. The sort of more flat edge goes on the bottom. All right. And it's okay if you do all of them ahead of time, you know, because you're wanting to have it done before you put it on the card. That's what I usually do. So there's all our stems. We actually have 4 pumpkins to decorate here. There's the other piece. I found the other piece. Okay, I'm going to put that on. All right. And continue to work on these little pieces, right? So here we go. So we're going to put 3 pumpkins here, and the way that I have done it is you can use pop dots on these. That would look really cute too. But I put the middle one down first so that it looks like they're sitting in a little patch. and a pop dot, or those little foam mounting things that we've used in the past, that you could use that on the front ones, but not on the back one. I think the back one needs to be flat against. So this one goes right here. Okay. And this one goes to the left of it, and the other one goes to the right of it. And again, you can decorate them on your card. I tend to do the decorations out before I put them on the card. Here we go. Where is it? Here we go. Right? So you get the idea. I want to show you how to put together the other one, just because that part of learning those folds is the most important thing. But there is our completed card with the two little pop-ups, right? See that? And that's how it's done. And then I would probably put another pumpkin right there. Okay, let me show you a slightly easier but the same concept is this one. Okay, so it has the main piece, it has the front piece, and it has these two things, but less details than this one. So let me show you how that goes together, just to kind of remind you. Right, so here's the main piece, and there are the dashed cut lines. You can just fold at those dashed cut lines. That's what they're there for. All right, and this is the way it's going to go. The big square is on the right hand side, and then this is going to fold in. See that? Mountain fold, valley fold, just like that. And then the other piece, this piece, is going to go fold it at these little dash cut lines, right? And it goes in front, this front piece, and that is a mountain valley, like this. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, so now all we have to do is decorate it. So we take our back pieces, put some glue, the panels, I call that the panels, I don't know what they call it, but so I found this paper that I kind of liked for the panels. Now this particular file, and a lot of Lori's files give you a lot of little extras to play around with. So this one had like stars and a moon, but I didn't want to do that for this one, so I did cut them out just so you can see. I cut them out in glitter, but I don't want to use them for this. But this one goes together pretty quickly. This goes here. There we go. And these are just embellishments. You don't need to put them on, or you can do whatever you want. You want to do solids, patterns. You want to do something wood grain looking. You want to do an embossed piece. Whatever you want to do. Use your imagination, you know. Okay. So here are our two main pieces. I still have to put let me put this in the back of the pumpkin so you can kind of see how it's going to go. All right, so here's a pumpkin. Put a little too much glue there. Okay, so here's our main piece, right? And here's our other main piece. Remember, it's the small, small, big, and then this one is big, small, small. That's how it creates that fold. So now we're going to glue onto the right-hand side, like this. Flatten it out so that it's even, and then glue a little bit on the left-hand side. Not all the way, like just enough, maybe up to no further than that fold, or else it won't fold right. So there is the base of the card, like that, and then we take our two inserts These are pretty basic. And I cut out some, what are these? Bats. I cut out these bats in glitter. I thought that would make it look fun. So I have 2 bats with the glitter, black glitter cardstock. Now, if you're new to paper crafting and you're wanting to know where to get paper, my first suggestion is I really like Cricut cardstock. It's good stuff and it's reasonably priced, and you can get it in a pack, and so it's easy to stock up. However, there aren't a lot of colors of it. So if you need additional colors, I tend to recommend that you get you go to Michael's and get their 8.5 by 11 inch packs of paper, and they're very economical and they work out great. So here's our number 2 thing we're going to put in there. They work out great for the most part. But if you need a 12 by 12 that doesn't have color on Cricut cardstock, or it's out of stock, let's say, the pumpkin color or whatever, I have purchased Bazzill cardstock from Create for Less, and it's pretty reasonably priced. Or you can wait until like Joann's does their by the sheet, or Michael sometimes does the by the sheet. That's a good deal with Joann's. It's like, I don't know, 10 for $1. That's like a really good deal. So there is our pumpkin with these 2 very basic inserts, and there is my sticker, which I can either put here or here. It's up to wherever you want to put it. I think I'll put it here for today. I put it on this one down here. So that is called a pop-up box card. Do you like it? Let me know if this is something you're interested in doing more of. We have, oh good, they're still having a sale. Oh, that's Michael's. So Michael's is having a 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of paper packs for 4 for $10, which is good. Brown paper. Often, yeah, Lisa. I have trouble finding brown paper too. Create for Less does have some really nice Bazzill brown, and there's several different versions, but I do end up always having way more craft paper than I do brown paper, and I use a lot of brown going into the end of the year. So I use a lot of brown for Thanksgiving, for harvest, autumn, and believe it or not, I use it for Christmas when I do things like gingerbread men and Christmas trees and stuff like that. So it's important to get some good brown, okay? All these mystery boxes have so much cardstock. Yeah, Maria, we have to do something with those, with the paper. If anybody got the mystery box yesterday, it had some pretty good things in it. Things that we used to do, or we've already done, including faux leather and window cling, but also party foil. And I was thinking yesterday when I was looking at the party foil, that these would be really good layers. I think we've done it before with a red. The party foil would be really good layers for cards, but we also haven't ever done any like hanging, which is what it was originally intended for. So if you look at a party foil, it shows these little things that hang, but I like to use them in cards. So I think I might use that going forward, even later on in the week. Okay, so that is Lori Whitlock, her pop-up box card. And it seems to me, based on the number of people that are logging in today, that this is something you want to see. So we're going to do, I wish they would too, Sarah. I'll give them that feedback. A paper crafting mystery box would be fun. I think one of the months that we do, I think it's October or November, we do an all paper giveaway too. So there's that. Let's see. Tomorrow we're going to do a pop-up box, like a traditional pop-up box from Lori Whitlock. But there are a number of great pop-up boxes in Cricut Design Space as well. So I'm going to show you where to find those. And then Friday, what's I doing on Friday? Oh, an Anna Griffin Halloween card. I found it and I'm like, this is great. It has little ghosts on it and the writing. So we're going to do that on Friday. And remember, on Saturday night, which is date night, 7 o'clock here on Facebook, we're going to have a sunflower festival. And I'm going to post I found some really lovely sunflower designs, including a wreath, an extra, like an oversized sunflower. It's really not oversized. It's like a realistic sunflower. And then a couple of freebies that came from Dreaming Tree. That's a sunflower cupcake holder. And what else? There's a sunflower treat basket. So there's a lot we're going to do on Saturday night all around sunflowers. So going forward, tomorrow we're going to do pop-up boxes. The next day, we're going to do a layered card from Anna Griffin. And then Saturday night, am I on the right thing? Yeah, today's Wednesday, right? Yeah, and then Saturday night, we're doing the Sunflower Festival. I will post as many links as I can. And so we can enjoy the first week of fall. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. If you're not already following me, please follow me. If you're watching this on the replay, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel, which can be found at Miss Rita to the Rescue. And I'll see you all tomorrow at 9 o'clock for our next installation of Cricut Chat. Thanks, everybody, for coming today. And if you missed it, you're just tuning in, I will be posting the replay very quickly. Yes, and Dorothy, there's every kind of occasion you can imagine for this type of card. Definitely go to shop.loriwhitlock.com and see what she has. They're called pop-up box cards. They look like this. So thanks everybody for coming today. Tell your friends. We love having people, new people and everything join us. Okay? Take care, everyone. See you tomorrow.